Hello guys, welcome back to this YouTube channel. So today I'll be doing another review and then an outlook for next week. That's August. I think from first of August, I don't know the exact date, but from next week till maybe the upper Friday. And on this video, I'll be only talking about Euro USD because I noticed that in most of my videos, if not all of them, I just tend to pay attention to one particular pair and then rush the rest. I think that's because of time, and yeah, that is mainly because of time. So I want to start making individual videos for like each pair. Let me see, we have Euro USD here now, so I only talk about Euro USD, do the review on Euro USD market outlook and the whole analysis aspects just on Euro USD. Then maybe the next day I'll do for Pound USD, and then later on I'll do for gold. For me, I think that would be way better than just focusing on one particular pair and then rushing the rest. Like, yeah, that's how we do it from now. So, starting off with Euro USD. Here on Euro USD on Monday, till this Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Yeah, on Monday I already explained the price action here on the trade recap video I posted on Tuesday. That's Monday's trading day. So I posted the video on Tuesday. That was the recap for this trade. So I kind of explained it here, and then there was another recap I posted. This was the Tuesday's trade. Yeah, I also explained the reason why I wanted to see price come somewhere below this equals here. Let me see price come below this, and that was essentially my target for the sell I took up here, and reason, and I also explained the reason why I took the sell from here. And then Thursday I didn't take a trade on Wednesday. On Thursday, yeah, I did take a trade on Wednesday. I took a trade on Thursday, which was a buy here. Let me go to the Forex so you know the reason why I took the buy. So the reason why I took the buy here, the buy I took on Thursday was essentially from this 4-hour demand zone, this huge 4-hour demand zone. And the reason for the buy was, for me, I didn't really know if the 4-hour is going to continue up, or maybe that's to mitigate, to come back to this whole zone as I explained on the outlook video I posted on Sunday. I didn't really know if price was still going to come back here. That's based on the price action we had here, like based on all this stuff here. So I was looking at price like just trading within a range. So I'll just like take the most immediate price action. That's how I normally do it. So since I had this minor shifts here, that's some kind of shifts in order flow here, because this is like a supply. Yeah, it was like a supply zone. So when price traded above it, breaking this high, when price traded above here, we now had this to be our new demand range. And what I normally say is, if we have a demand range, so when price creates a demand range, this is our demand range, you can look to take a buy from maybe a demand zone here. That's maybe some kind of refined zone within this whole range. which is essentially what I did here. But here I only had this, it wasn't really confirmed, but I was based on the price action and based on the information I already gathered on the 15 minutes and the 1 minute. That was the reason why I felt confident taking a trade here. I didn't exactly take it down here or here, but I took it somewhere up here. So I'll just go down to the 15-minute time frame so you'll be able to see it clearly. So here on the 15 minutes time frame, so I know this. I know this is my 4 hour and demand range is on this high. My dream is still from this high to this low. I know this is my demand range. And then when you switch time frame, let me say you are going from the 4 hour to 15 minutes, you tend to get more candles, and when you have more candles, you also have to like study them. So here on the 15-minute time frame, when we had this break here, so we had this break above this. This is not really a break construction. No, it's not really a clear break construction. So we can't really say this is a break construction. So it's just some kind of price creating and demand ranges and then coming back to respect that demand range. So here we had this demand range. That's when price pulled and traded above this high. So price pulled back into the range to maybe retest it or mitigate it, anyone you want to call it. So we had the pullback into the range, and then price formed a new range. That's price now breaking this high. So we now had this to this. So now for price, we know that on the 4 hour, this is like a single push on the 4 hour. And if the 4 hour is going to pull back to mitigate this demand range here, if the 4 hour is going to do that, the 15 minutes will have to shift to bearish order flow and structure. That's the supply. So supply will tend to be in control on the 15-minute time frame if price is to come down here. So that was the reason why when we had this break here, I didn't really take a trade like somewhere down here. I knew there was a trade here, but I didn't really take it. So we had like some kind of bearish order flow in the market. That's bearish supply being in control of the market here on the 15 minute. We have the supply range created. We have another supply range that was created here. We have some kind of, this one is really small, but you don't really see. But I didn't really use this minor stuff here. I used this particular one. So when price got down to this 4 hour zone, when price pushed back down into this 4 hour demand, so you can either just refine your zone to this engulfed candle. Price kind of just reach this down like this week below the back, or maybe use some kind of maybe there's an engulfed candle here on the lower time frame, but I didn't really use it that way, so I just kind of used the gold zone since I wasn't planning on taking a trade directly from the refined zone. I wanted to see, like I wasn't planning on taking a trade directly from this zone, so that was the reason why I didn't even try to refine my zones. So just need to see that shift. Only that shift will tell me that the 4 hour zone is actually going to hold. So when I got this shift in order flow, that's demand gaining control of supply on the 15 minutes. Now remember, on the 4 hour, demand is in control. So I'll just write D. Demand just D. On the 15 minutes, supply was in control. So for me to take a trade in line with that of the 15 minutes, in line with that of the 4 hour structure and order flow, I need to 15 minutes have it has to align with that of the 4 hour, which is the 15 minutes structure or order flow has to be in line with what the firewall is telling us. That's demand has to be in control on the 15 minutes. Since demand is in control here on the 4 hour, demand has also have to be in control here on the 15 minutes. And if I must take an entry from the 15 minutes demand, yeah, if I must take an entry on it from 15-minute demand zone, I might just use the 1 minute for my entry. So the 1 minute time frame, the structure and order flow on the 1 minute time frame has to align with that of the 15-minute structure and that of the 4 hour structure. That demand has to be in control on the 1 minute for me to take the 1 minute entry from the zone to take out a 4 hour high. So everything has to be aligned before I can take a trade. So that was all. So that's how I normally just look at price. So when we had this break above this high here, we had this shift here, and we got this shift. And remember, I normally say that when we have like our first break, which is here, we have like our first break construction here. I normally wait for price to pull back into the zone, confirm that pullback with a higher low. That's after price makes a high. So this higher low can only be confirmed if price makes a new high. That's breaking above this high here. So price making a new high, maybe somewhere here. So then I can confidently take a trade whenever price pulls back into this new demand range and then target this high here. So that's how I normally look at price. But here on the 15 minutes, we only had this break. We don't have that confirmed high. That's after we push down. We need to see price break above this high and then maybe come back to mitigate it before continuing up. This may be the ideal entry I'll be looking at. But if you look at the entry I took here, I didn't actually have that higher low confirmation. So, but I will explain why I took the trade and from here without the higher high, higher low confirmation that I normally look out for. So going over to the 1 minute time frame. Let me clear this first. So the shares maybe 18. What the hell? So, okay. So going over to the 1 minute. So here on the 1 minute, we did this was our 15-minute break, and then we had this pullback here and pullback here. So down here, this would have been where I would have set my entry, because after we saw price pull back down here into this supply zone. Now we got a very nice reaction from it. So we have like this to be our last lower high on the 1 minute. These are last lower high, and then we have this final break construction here. So when price mitigated this demand zone, normally want to see price like If price has to take out this high here, that's if price should take out this high here. This is a 15 minutes. The 1 minute structure has to change. So we wanted to see that 1 minute structure, and we also wanted to see that interaction between supply and demand. So this is where we got the interaction between supply and demand, because we have price reacting to this demand zone, so this supply zone. Let's clean this chart again. So these are last area of supply. This is like our supply zone, and that's like our last lower high. So this zone here now, you want to see some kind of interaction. Now, if price has to break this, if price wants to break this, well, we need to see that interaction between supply and demand. So when price pushed up here, we reacted to this extreme supply zone here, this engulfed candle here, and then pushed down before we now had the break. So this zone here was like a very significant zone to me. So this zone here, like this whole zone, this entire pullback, that's the demand zone that I'll be looking for. I'll be looking at to take maybe an entry. If price doesn't respect this zone, then we'll look at the extreme. So, and within this large zone, I also had this engulfed candle. I normally use engulfed candles. So I have this candle that was engulfed, this bearish candle that was engulfed here, and that was essentially what I used for my entry. But if you notice, you see that when price was pushing up, we had some kind of demand range being created and respected. I actually didn't take any trade like down here, like up here. So I wanted to see price come back into this, or maybe this extreme zone here. That's actually what I wanted to see, like this extreme zone here. So, and the thing is, even if price is going to come back here, I won't just set my limit here, because because we have some kind of interaction with supply and demand. We are mitigating a 15 minutes demand zone. We have like everything lined up in our favor. I won't just set a limit here. Like I will try to study the price action on the 1 minute, and I also want to study how price comes back into that particular zone. I don't just want to set a limit when price is making some kind of lower lows and lower highs on the 1 minute. I can't just set a limit here. So I need to see everything realign with that of the 15 minutes, and before I'll consider taking a trade. So here, when price pushed into the zone, we have this push into that zone. Now remember, on the 15 minutes, we only had this. We only had we only had this as our break construction. That's from this bearish market structure on the left side. So we only had this first break, and we are somewhere here. So the reason why I didn't wait, I think I'm a little bit impatient when it comes to the 15 minutes. That's waiting for the 15 minutes to give me that double confirmation. Like, it will take a lot of time, and I might end up missing the trade. So I normally just use the 1 minute for that double confirmation. Let me say this is like 15 minutes. That's this red marker here. If I'm drawing right now, this is like a 15 minute pullback. On the 1 minute now, use black for 1 minute. So on the so on the 1 minute now, I say on the 1 minute, I want to see that double confirmation. That's maybe if you have something like that's price mitigating this 15 minutes supply. Since I didn't wait for a double confirmation on the 15 minutes, I have to wait for it on the 1 minute. That's I need to see price break this particular structure. I won't take it on the first pullback. I won't take it maybe on some kind of supply and demand interaction here. I'll wait for price to pull back into the zone again, push up, now breaking this particular high, making this our new demand range, and this low our new higher low. Then I can comfortably take the trade like anywhere within this whole range to mitigate this, and then target that 15 minutes and high, which is somewhere here, or maybe that 4-hour high, which should be somewhere here, because since both the 15 minutes, the 4-hour and the 1 minute are both aligned, like they are both doing the same thing. Like if the 4-hour is going to get to a particular place, the 1 minute has to follow it there, the 15 minutes has to follow it there. So that is how I normally just think of it. So I normally wait for that double confirmation on the 1 minute before taking the trade. If there is no double confirmation on the 15 minutes, I have to get that double confirmation on the 1 minute before taking the trade. So here, as you can see, we had the break here. We had our break here, our break of structure here. This one is really it's actually very small, but it's visible. If you had the second time frame to be a lot clearer. So we have this as our break of structure. Price now pushing up somewhere here, and then we have this pullback into the zone. Price now pushes up and makes a new higher high, confirming this to be a higher low. So the entry was here, and for me, I think this one would be the entry was actually very clear and clean, honestly. So it's actually very clear, and that was the entry on this engulfed candle here, and my stop loss was just a few pips, starting not even up to 1. But yeah, the SL was too big, but just like had to give room for some kind of broker manipulation or whatever. So that was the reason why I had some kind of space between the actual low and where my stop loss was. My target was essentially that 4-hour high. Since the 4-hour, the daily, the 4-hour, the 15 minutes, and the 1 minute are both aligned. If you take 1 minute entry, maybe from a 15-minute zone with everything aligned together, you mostly get a price. Price will mostly move in your direction to maybe take out that 4-hour high. Even if price doesn't close above it, you might just like get some kind of hook which could trigger your take profit target. So that was it for what the trade recap on Thursday. I didn't do anything on Friday, honestly. So going back to the daily, I think I need to clean this chart right now. No, I can't clean it. Maybe the next week I'll just clean the chart, or maybe when everything starts making sense, I'll just clean the chart. So from what we had currently now, I don't even know what to think of that regarding Euro USD, the current structure on the 4-hour look on the day. Like it's becoming confusing, to be very honest. But there's some kind of complex pullback, like you get all these ranges before price even gets to maybe this zone here, which is what we are actually waiting for. But we can't just sit and watch price. Maybe you can, but I can't just sit and watch price play on without taking part in it. So on the daily time frame, we still have, and this is the outlook now. So on the daily time frame, we still have a bearish market structure. Still have our bearish market structure, and we are somewhere here. We haven't really gotten into this zone. My dream is really bad. There's somewhere down here. This one we want to see price come back to, and we are kind of somewhere here. I don't really think price. There's a possibility because based on what I'm seeing here, based on the, the structure I'm seeing here, we have some kind of we have some kind of what's the name, supply range being created here in the time. It's actually very small, but on the 4 hour it will be a lot clearer. So I'll just go to the 4 very soon. So we have like this supply zone that is being created here. So price is really kind of within this supply range. That since price just like within this. There's a possibility that this range might be respected, and then price might maybe want to come down lower to this supply range again. And if you look very well, you see that we also have this to be some kind of demand range, like we have price reaching above this. So when we have a break, so price just kind of within the demand range, and within that demand range it's kind of creating some kind of supply range. So it's really tricky, to be very honest. Like it's confusing right now. Let me just show this in the phone. So this is like so we are based on what we have on the daily. Let me just clean the sheet. So based on what we have on the daily, it could be that we are trading within this range, this low and this high. This low and this high. So it will be that we are trading within this low and this high, and if that is the case, that means there's a possibility that price might want to come down into maybe this particular candle. The possibility that price might want to come down into this extreme right here, or this particular one is like the extreme. Or this part. I think we already mitigated this one. Yeah, we already mitigated this one. So there's a possibility that price might come down into this, because now like this whole zone now, this whole zone here to here is like so this is the whole zone, like this one from here, like this that daily from here to this low is like supply, sorry, our demand range. So this from here to here is like our demand range, and we have price tapping into that demand range, giving some kind of 4-hour alignment. That the 4-hour now has now changed, which is somewhere here, and at the same time we also have some kind of internal structure. That's the thing with complex pullback like that. Usually very confusing to read, but we'll try our best. So since price is mitigating this, that's when price taps into this engulfed candle here, and we got a really nice reaction here, and we have some kind of bullish order flow pushing up here. So at the moment we can see that price will respect this. I think that price will respect this low here, because we are kind of trading within this low and this high, and this is like a new demand range that has been created within a supply range that is within a demand range. Right? So price could be price could respect this and then continue up. So the only time I can say like that we are really going to go up to this zone is maybe if I get some kind of clear break, not with a weak again, like a clear break of structure above this high, and see some kind of body glue, and see a candle push up, see candle push up and break above this high before I can see for sure that price is really going to come up. So like the price might come up into this supply range above here. So until then, I think it's actually I should just focus on what's happening here. So the market is currently closed. So maybe on Monday or Tuesday, I'll do another video on Euro USD because right now I don't really know. I don't really know what to think of honestly, but this is like around this what we are working with. So if we get some kind of 15-minute alignment with this, because with what we have here on the 4-hour, we can just see that the 4-hour, based on what we have here, here to the right, you can see that the 4-hour, but on the 4-hour that demand is in control. So if we can at least get a 15-minute alignment within this range, that's this low here, and then this high, if you can get like some kind of 15-minute alignment, then we can take the trade when we get some kind of 1-minute alignment here to maybe take out this side. This can be some kind of liquidity build up, some kind of price building buy side liquidity or whatever you want to call it. So this is actually how I implement it. Until then, maybe till Tuesday or Wednesday, when price might have given us enough price action, or we must have had enough information on where price might be going next. That's the only time I can maybe say something certain, but right now this all we have, honestly, like this particular range, this all we have from here to the right, from here to the right here, and these are range this way and this high. So if you get some kind of alignment on the 15 minutes, and then we get another alignment on the 1 minute, that's these 3 time frames, 4-hour, 1 minute. So 4-hour, 15 minutes, 1 minute aligned, that's they're just saying the same thing. Demand is in control, demand is in control, demand is in control. Then I can maybe take a trade from here, but until then we can only react to what the market is doing. So we just pay attention and watch what it does. So I think that would be it for USD. So maybe tomorrow I'll either do gold or pound USD. Like I'll either do gold or pound USD for tomorrow. But I'll surely do a video for either of them tomorrow, and then we'll see how it goes. So that's it, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, just make sure you subscribe to the channel, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.